Hello, hello, hello. Will White here with the Will White channel. Master My Fate channel. So I did talk a few days ago about sharing some heavier stuff, but I wanted to wait till I was in the right mindset. Generally, when I think about these things, I'm in probably the worst mindset I can be in. For you veterans or law enforcement that, or anyone really, PTSD or has gone through some heavy shit that has resonated and kind of stuck with you over the days, weeks, months, years, even fucking decades, this might be for you. So, for those of you that don't really know me at all, my name is Will White. I did a short stint in the United States Army, deployed one time overseas. Since then, got out, became an amateur fighter and NRA gun instructor, all sorts of stuff. But the primary reason for this channel is to share reality, no bullshit. Let's get to it. All the things you see on social media, not all, but a good chunk of what you see on social media is the highlights, the positives of people's lives, which I think leaves primarily youth most jeopardized, but also adults, because we're all, we're humans, we're vulnerable. And in case you don't know, I have a company, Pike Antler Project. Our big mission is to shift youth lives 1 degree at a time by teaching them real-world survival skills that will save their ass, test their grit, and build their worth. Basically, we take them into the wilderness and let them know, here's struggle. It's not super hardcore, but for them it is. But we teach them, life skills through struggle, because anything worth working for usually takes struggle. Case in point, being a veteran, and that's kind of what today's video is about. I did a preface 2 days ago on, reminding any viewer that this channel, this page, isn't just all poetic and happiness and positivity. I don't want to bring negativity, but negativity is part of life. You have protons, you have electrons, you have neutrons. It's just part of the cell, and as human beings, we just kind of expand from that, whether you're talking society, nationwide, worldwide, townwide. Our bodies have, positive and negative pushes and pulls, and we have kind of a balance. So all this positive stuff we see on social media creates an imbalance, in my opinion, where everything seems so peachy. You can talk to a best friend, and on social media, they're like, "Oh man, look at me, my life is awesome." And dude, I just talked to you 10 minutes ago. Your life's in shambles. Yeah, it's just so I'm here to cut the bullshit, is what I'm saying. So I'm dipping, I'm drinking, I'm an Army veteran, personal trainer, ex-CrossFitter, probably gonna get back into it here soon, survival instructor, and here to kind of paint the message. I'm dipping, I'm drinking, I'm a human fucking being. And you are too, and it's okay to be a human fucking being. No one's perfect. Even Jesus Christ himself wasn't perfect, As far as I know, we kind of left out a lot of details during the adolescent ages of Jesus Christ, because he was probably out kind of just, messing around. That's just what I've been kind of told by highly informed people. If you take offense to that, you should probably just X out now, because I'm going to say some more shit that's probably going to hurt your feelings. Now that I've said that, let's move on to some heavy shit. Oh man, fuck. I'm doing my best not to go into what is commonly known as the rabbit hole. So I'm gonna do my best to just stay present. So bear with me. If I cut the video short, then I guess that means I failed my task. Alright, so this, I'm gonna read a message from a veteran talking from another veteran. So a veteran sent me this message, copied from a friend. And as I was reading this, as I was reading this, I was like, this sounds very, very familiar. This actually sounds like the person that's sending me the message is the person writing it. And later on, they did disclose that they felt a little uncomfy sharing their name and information. So they prefaced it with, this came from a quote-unquote friend, but it came from them either way. And before I read this, two things. The next video on PTSD and ex-military stuff and not so happy stuff is going to be a video that was sent to me by another veteran. They wanted to be kept quiet, anonymous, and at some point in the video they had a gun to their head for a little while, and they requested that I don't share their information, but I do share their story, because that could help someone else like you or me, or even this individual that sent me this. So without further ado, we have this from I'll call him Bravo Sierra. Just random initials. Sometimes they're backwards, sometimes they're forward. So don't bother researching, I guess, trying to find out who it is. And if you are a veteran, law enforcement, PTSD, I like to focus primarily on positivity, and on the other side, PTSD, because that's the biggest struggle in my life right now is PTSD. It's a new discovery for me, and it fucking sucks, man. It sucks. Alright, here we go. Avoid the rabbit hole. Veer left. Okay. So, copied from a friend. He says, I'm tired of this anger in my head. That's all I feel. PTSD, in quotations, sucks. It's not a disorder. So PTSD stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. You get exposed to enough stress for X amount of time, or how high the caliber of stress it was can leave you with PTSD, or a disorder. This person apparently does not feel it is a disorder, and they will go into that momentarily. So again, copied from a friend. I'm tired of this anger in my head. That's all I feel. PTSD sucks. It's not a disorder. We saw/experience things humans aren't meant to, and it usually permanently rewires the brain, especially in case of compact PTSD. I got PTSD from a bad car wreck. No, sorry. Question. Got PTSD from a bad car wreck? Question mark. You chose not to drive for a few months. I get that. Bad accident. You just stay off the road, stay out of the car for a little while, and allow yourself to kind of move past it. So, got PTSD from a bad car wreck. You choose not to drive for a few months. Now imagine getting into that car wreck every day, several times a day, for months on end. And in this particular instance, 2 years on end. That's the difference. So again, imagine getting in the same shitty car wreck every day, several times a day, for months or years. For my brothers and sisters that may be affected, I got you. Just reach out, basically, is what he's saying. So I'm going to talk on that real quick. Because my experience was it wasn't 2 years for sure. I mean, that's horrible, but I do want to talk on the rewiring of the brain. And I would love to know all the fancy terms, but that might kind of overwhelm you if I did know all those fancy terms. But essentially, from my research and understanding and experience, something happens to the brain. It gets rewired over and over and over again. So I want to stay on point here and not lose focus. There's two things I want to talk about. One is exposure over time. How long has it taken you to learn how to ride a bike, or write in cursive, or drive to your house, or shoot a gun, type quickly? It's just, you've done it so many times, it's just, you don't have to think about it, it's just there. So I'm kind of speaking on this person's behalf, from what I've experienced in life. Once you've experienced something so many times, your brain just stand by. Your brain just rewires itself. So while typing or drawing a gun, all these little fine motor skills are just so developed your brain doesn't know how to not be aware of that. So when you get on a keyboard, you start typing. It's just natural. Your brain's already ready for it. Versus going out publicly, a restaurant, a social gathering, a party, a concert. Fuck concerts. It's too much volume, too much noise, too much data. What happens in the brain is it is rewired more or less permanently, from what I've observed. It's always, depending on your exposure, mine was, worried about, more gunfire than bombs, versus the person this came from was more bombs. This person's brain is rewired to always listening for an alarm followed by an explosion where many people die, because that's their exposure. That's just what they've experienced. I'm not sure exactly the closing point on this. I think I'm just trying to reach out and help other veterans or any PTSD victims understand that you're not alone. Yeah, you're not alone. I mean, I'm here, and I got friends that deal with this shit, and reach out to me, and I'll plug you in wherever you need to with whatever resources I have. But it's kind of how it works, with repeated exposure over time, the brain is rewired. So if you're at home having trouble having conversations with the family because 3 or 4 people are talking, that's very likely sensory overload. If you're having nightmares, probably related. If irritable bowel syndrome, you get diarrhea like a son of a bitch if you go somewhere unfamiliar for a few hours. Me personally, if I'm out of town, even at a somewhat familiar location for more than 36 hours, my belly starts telling me, hey, this is scary, I don't want to be here, it's unfamiliar, I can't secure all the corners, I can't be aware of everything coming my way. Plus, if you're with other friends and family, you got to look out for them because that's your role, because you're a vet, that's kind of how you roll. So on top of looking out for others, it's a new location, you don't, where are your guns, where's this, where are the dark corners, where's the most likely point of entry, where are the funnel points, where are the choke points, all these things just overwhelms the body and mind, and you may get mad ass diarrhea just because you're somewhat new. So that's today's talk. If I'm speaking to you and it makes sense to you and it resonates, by all means, man, send me a message, a video, a text if you want me to talk on it, because if this is helping you, it's going to be helping someone else. So if you have some shit you want to share, send it. If you want me to post the video with your face clear as day, I'll do it. If you want me to just keep it private, I'll do that too, man. You just let me know. Men, women, children, just let me know, because my objective is to help people, and I can't do that without providing them information. I think there's a higher caliber of connection if it's coming from fellow veterans. Stay alive as long as you can. Don't do anything stupid. If you're having a fucking hard night, you got my contact number. And from my experience, calling the veteran crisis line is kind of a joke, personally speaking. But don't give up, man. Or women, or children. Just reach out, man. You're not alone. You're not alone. There's more than just one of you. There's me too. And there's this guy, and the guy in the video. There's hundreds of us. Let's stick together, okay?